Captain Marvel is the latest movie in the MCU and stars Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, or Captain Marvel. In this movie, when she crash lands on Earth, she infiltrates a Skrull invasion happening on Earth. And that's essentially all I'm going to say about the movie. That's all the movie really gives away, because there are quite a few twists and turns of this film that some of you may expect, some of you won't. And without giving too much else away, Ben, what do you think of this film?
I think, I really enjoyed the film. Not my favourite Marvel film. By a long stretch, and not the best female-led superhero film I've ever seen. No,
this movie got a lot of hate for some reason. I don't know why it got a lot of hate. It is a good movie, don't get me wrong, but I think you can agree with me by saying that Wonder Woman in this case did do it a little bit better.
Wonder Woman's better. DC beat Marvel here, but that's not a problem, because it's a really nice. It is a good little kind of segue now into Endgame. I'm really looking forward to Endgame even more after watching this. So it's kind of introduced Carol, Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call her. We're ready for her to come in and kick some ass. I'm excited.
Yeah, same. We'll talk about the positives about the film first, as usual. So first off, the visual effects. While faltering at certain points, I have to give massive props to those who worked on the de-aging CGI for Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg, because it was flawless. I couldn't notice it.
No, Clark Gregg in particular for me. I mean, obviously I know Samuel L. a lot more. He's worked a lot more recently that isn't in Marvel, or I've seen him more personally. So it was obviously a lot more noticeable. The hair, everything. You can tell if you've seen the trailers, you know that. But with Clark Gregg, it just was like 20 years had been taken off him.
It generally seems seamless.
It was just like I couldn't spot it. You just can't see it anywhere.
Which is, again, the biggest praise you can give to a CGI artist working out there, because, again, it didn't detract from the movie. We couldn't really tell. It wasn't, in a way, affecting the film in any way. And we barely noticed it. It was great. As for the CGI, kind of faultless here and there. Other than that, though, the visual effects, because we've come to expect a lot from Marvel movies, I feel like that's a reason why maybe the CGI in this movie was a little bit lackluster compared to others. It's not bad by any means, but it's also not as good as the movies we've seen beforehand in this universe.
It fell short, only just, but it did. It fell short of our expectations.
When it comes to the acting in this movie as well, we also have Samuel L. Jackson, who gives a great performance, as does Clark Gregg in the little bits that he is in. Brie Larson, and this is one of the big things I want to talk about, because she's a fantastic actress, an incredible actress even. I love a lot of the work that she's done. She has shown talent in other things before. Her chemistry with Samuel L. Jackson in this movie was outstanding.
Absolutely.
However, I personally felt her character was a little bit bland in certain areas, and I don't know if that's down to her choices in portraying this character, or that's down to her writing or the directing. I just felt there were moments where her character was a bit too stoic and a bit too wooden.
See, personally, I disagree with that. I understand where you're coming from, but obviously the idea of the film, without giving too much away, is that kind of Carol Danvers is trying to discover some lost memories, trying to find herself a bit. So she's not entirely sure who she is or where she's going. And I feel like, while it's not the most entertaining portrayal of that, I feel like it's quite a true one. Because, if you're not sure who you are coming into something, and you're just learning a lot about yourself and meeting people who say they know you, and you don't know if you can trust those people, it's kind of, I think it's quite a real portrayal of that kind of feeling. Again, I love Brie Larson and her work. Completely see where you're coming from. There are bits where I was kind of thinking, this is stretching out too long if you are going to play it this way. But as far as the character goes, I think Brie Larson was a perfect choice for Captain Marvel in the current way, with where the MCU's going.
Personally, I'm very intrigued to see where she's going with the character. I do like her as Carol Danvers, and I'm intrigued to see where she takes the character in the future. But as you said, she's learning things which makes her very much a fish out of water. But in that, there are movies beforehand, Terminator 2 being a prime example for that, where it's used in a very comedic way. I feel this movie took it a bit too seriously, and in that's maybe why I found it a bit too stoic. And I like the humour of when someone's done something that's clearly not meant to be done that way in our world. Most of them go, oh, well, why can't I do that? And they go for quite a comedic sort of way of explaining it. Whereas in this movie, she just seemed like, no, I know that's not what's supposed to happen here, but I'm going to do it anyway. And in that, I couldn't really relate to her character in that sort of way. The movie has a bit of clashing in tones as well. Like as I said, it's fish out of water, then it becomes a body cop movie. It's very Marvel-esque as well. However, the directors for this movie, whose names I don't actually know,
and something,
and was it Ryan? I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong about that. I know it's directed by two people who have worked on the indie scene quite a bit, and Marvel have done a good job of bringing up indie directors and making them into, giving them the material to work on to make big blockbusters like the Marvel movies have done before. However, this movie felt, how can I explain it? Say, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy feels very James Gunn. And Thor Ragnarok feels very Taika Waititi. The Avengers or Captain America movies beforehand felt very much like Russo brother films. These directors seem to take on what those directors had done beforehand and sort of mesh all of their styles together. So in that, their own personal style, their own sort of like footprint wasn't put into this film, and in that I can't really see them that much passion behind the camera, if that makes any sort of sense.
Rather than be inspired by the work of other great directors in the MCU, they kind of took it on too much. They saw sections and they took them and kind of mashed them together, and it worked in some places, but it like you say, it felt a bit kind of, it feels a bit standalone in its style at the same time as almost being too much the same as other things, because it's just, it jumps kind of styles so much. Because trying to mix the Russo brothers with Taika Waititi, I feel, is never going to work.
No,
they're such
they're very
distinct,
very different directors when it comes to their sort of films.
Just distinct ideas, and trying to mash them here together. It didn't create an awful film. It created a good film, but it was it's the style of direction was odd.
No, the actual directing, like when it came to the actual action sequences and stuff like that, I didn't have a problem with it. I really enjoyed the action sequences in this movie. Oh my god, I'm hiccuping. Yeah, the action sequence in this movie I actually really enjoyed. You can tell they have some good fight choreography due to the first opening shot between Brie Larson and Jude Law. I thought that was very well shot, very well framed. However, when you get to her first full action scene, where I won't give too much away, but she's wearing these big metal sort of, I'd say handcuff sort of things. Almost, in a way. I'll describe it as that. But the way they directed that, I honestly couldn't tell what was going on. I couldn't see who the bad guys were, couldn't see who the good guys were. There were moments where it cut to something, I went, oh, so that's Captain Marvel there, and that's going to be a Skrull. And then they changed the camera angle, and I'm lost again. And I don't know if you noticed it or anything like that, but I was, when the first bit happened, I just kind of went like that, because I felt it very jarring. The editing was very jarring, it was quite dark, it was very quick paced, and in that, I didn't really like that particular moment in the film. The rest of it, action-wise, pretty well framed, I won't lie.
Yeah, it was weird that they did. I'm glad they didn't do them all like that, because in that first kind of big action sequence with Brie Larson, you kind of miss most of the action because of the way it's happening. It's following the wrong thing almost, not necessarily the wrong thing, but for you to capture most of the action, the camera is tracking in the wrong places for me. But yeah, then the rest of the action sequences after that, great, if not just more than absolutely fine. They were really good. So I don't know what happened with the first one. Maybe it's just something they were trying.
Maybe they tried something, looked back at it and went, that didn't really work, but we're not going to reshoot it, we can't afford to, so we'll try different things for the next one. Maybe.
Who knows?
Jude Law as what's his name now? I've forgotten his name.
Same.
Yeah, well, Jude Law in this movie, he was very good in this film, I won't lie. I actually liked his chemistry with Brie Larson as well.
Good.
Ben Mendelsohn, I absolutely adore this actor. No matter what movie he's in, say for example the latest Robin Hood movie, bad movie, he was great in it. And again, he is great in this film. I really liked him as this character. I thought it was great. You also have Goose in this movie. Goose the cat
is the best character in the MCU so far.
I absolutely love Goose so much.
Look out for Goose.
But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. The acting was great for the most part, although Brie Larson for me was a little bit wooden here and there. The score I actually thought was really good, but very reminiscent of Thor Ragnarok. And while the directing didn't necessarily feel like they were putting their own footprint on this movie or this universe, it was still enjoyable in a lot of moments. I don't know why it's getting as much hate as it is. I did enjoy the film, and I'm more than happy to see it again. I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out, but I can't not see the issues that the movie does have. And again, DC, in my opinion, did it way better with Wonder Woman, in my opinion. Other than that though, great film. For me, I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars.
Yeah, very similar. Lots of different points. I enjoyed it. It's really set me up for Endgame, which I think is the big thing for me, because I'm so excited for Endgame. I love getting back into the MCU after big breaks, which we've had in the last few months. And I would give it similar, either a strong 3, maybe just a weak 4 for me. There are some particular moments with Samuel L. Jackson's character, Nick Fury, that really really hit me there. I love Nick Fury as a character.
Sam Jackson's portrayal.
And Samuel L. Jackson is just the physical embodiment of the living embodiment of Nick Fury. I think just some moments of him with Brie Larson at times, but just him in general with some of his unique kind of character development moments that you see here. It's a very different Nick Fury to the one we know from the MCU so far. But yeah, I think that just edges it into a very low kind of weak 4 stars for me. So I'm going to go high 3, low 4.
High 3, low 4. Makes sense.
Down the fence.
I'll try and write that in at the bottom. High 3, low 4.
3.8.
3.8. So, Captain Marvel, have you guys seen it yet? What do you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and for some more videos just like this one, subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. Thank you, Ben, for joining me in this review. We will be reviewing Endgame as well together. Cannot wait for that. We are going to be blubbering like babies. But
Lots of tears.
Very excited for that. So, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next video.